Things are getting freaky. Again, hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of the long-awaited sequel to one of my favorite movies from my childhood, Freakier Friday. But before we get started, please leave a like, and at the end of the video, if you think I've earned it, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post a new review. Now let's get into it. 22 years after Disney's remake of Freaky Friday, starring Lindsay Lohan as punk rock teen Ann Coleman and Jamie Lee Curtis as her therapist mother Tess, quite a lot has changed. Ann is now a single mother, working tirelessly as a producer for a major music label while trying to rein in her rebellious teenage daughter Harper, played by Julia Butters, while doing her best to keep Tess from taking over her parenting duties. That's when she meets celebrity chef Eric, played by Manny Jacinto, and within 6 months they're planning a wedding. There's just one problem. Harper and Eric's daughter, Lily, played by Sophia Hammonds, absolutely hate each other.
What is taking so long? We wouldn't want to be off schedule, innit?
So when Ann, Tess, Harper, and Lily all meet a psychic at Ann's bachelorette party, played by Saturday Night Live alum Vanessa Bayer, they're unknowingly cursed to all swap bodies. Will Ann and Tess get back in their bodies soon enough, or will Harper and Lily ruin any chance of Eric and Ann getting married? Like I said at the beginning, Freaky Friday was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and watching it recently, I was surprised to see that it really holds up. But knowing Disney's track record recently and knowing that this is yet another legacy sequel, not to mention it's their third movie within a year after Lilo and Stitch and Moana 2 that was transformed from a Disney Plus release into a theatrical release, I was definitely ready for the worst, which is why I'm really happy to say that this movie, it's really not that bad. Lindsay Lohan is in her comeback era right now, and she slid right back into this role with no reservations, as did Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Okay, it's
Who am I?
it's me, it's Mom.
If you're me and I'm you, then who's that?
I'm Grandma, sweetheart.
They're just as electric and willing to make fun of themselves for a laugh as they were 2 decades ago, and you can feel the sheer joy within both of them to be back and chewing on these roles. They've still got strong comedic timing, and the added element of Ann being a single parent feels like a solid natural progression for her, especially after the way her character acted towards her mom in the first movie. And then when the body swap happens, there is so much comedic potential with having her this time act like her 15-year-old daughter, and they really pull it off, with her turning in an actually great performance. They even have a few emotional moments to show that Lohan still's got it where it counts as an actress, whether it's a moment between her and Eric or just her leveling with Harper on an emotional level. I just thought that this performance worked all around, and as a 2000s kid, I was very happy to see her on the big screen again. I felt the same way about Jamie Lee Curtis, who just freaking dives into this role. I know that's not really what people have been talking about with her with this movie recently, but we're not going to talk about that. She settles perfectly back into the role of Tess, albeit a Tess that's much calmer and kinder after the first movie, really going out of her way to be a supportive mother to her single mother daughter and a loving grandmother to Harper. And when Lily is in her body and she gets to act like a stubborn little brat, I thought her performance was one of the best parts of the movie.
I didn't want to be a part of this family, and now I'm part of some dodgy family curse? And I'm the eldest?
Nearly every line or thing that she does got a laugh out of me, whether it's her panicking in the senior aisle at the pharmacy, or just being unable to stand up after crawling around on the floor. She also has some strong emotional moments here, especially a scene where she, but still as Lily in her body, I know it's confusing, has a heart-to-heart with Eric, and on Jamie Lee Curtis's face, we see the proud love of a daughter come through. The teens are strong here too, though I will say that they're not as good as their older selves. I'm not quite sure why it bothered me that much, but even though Julia Butters and Sophia Hammonds do a fine job in their roles, once the body switching happens, I just did not believe whatsoever that they were Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, unlike I did for the adults playing the teens, if that makes sense. They have some really funny moments here and there. Both do get a chance to show off their comedic and emotional chops. They just didn't really sell the whole body swapping part as much as I would have liked. The rest of the cast are all solid too, especially Manny Jacinto and the returning supporting cast, including Chad Michael Murray, though they don't really do much for him besides just having him stand around and look pretty, Mark Harmon, and a few surprises that I don't want to spoil. This movie's also pretty hilarious in a way that feels very true to the original, blending slapstick, family-friendly cringe humor, and a healthy dose of one-liners to always keep the audience smiling or laughing. Even the heartfelt moments work well here, with the movie diving into themes like losing a parent, the struggles of having two families come together, and an estranged mother and daughter learning to love and appreciate each other more. Overall, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I didn't, though I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't have a few complaints. The first I mentioned earlier. Even though I thought the teen girls were fine, they just didn't really sell the whole body swapping aspect for me. Just felt like they didn't really go far enough with trying to portray the older versions of themselves. The second being that even though most of the heartfelt moments work, they do dip into like Disney Channel style melodrama here and there, and it did kind of move me into eye rolling eye-rolling territory a few times, but the last and biggest one here, Vanessa Bayer. I just didn't think she was funny at all, and her scenes go on way too long, and you can tell that she was ad-libbing. I get that Pei and her mother from the Chinese restaurant are considered offensive stereotypes now, but it would have been nice to have them pass on the curse again. They're in the movie and they're not acting like stereotypes. They easily could have done something, and done it in a non-problematic way, but I understand why they didn't even want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I was just so annoyed by Vanessa Bayer whenever she was on screen. I thought she was overacting, ad-libbing way too much.
One more thing. Right over there is a QR code that you can tip me with.
Anyway, speaking of the whole changing with the times aspect, this movie thankfully isn't super in your face with any modern politics or anything like that, and when things like that do pop up, it's kind of like they're poking a little fun at it, like showing how gentle parenting doesn't really work all that well, and Harper having a sign on her door that says it's a no triggering zone. Overall, though it has a few flaws in the acting and writing departments, this is still a very solid and fun legacy sequel, with great lead performances from Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, some pretty hilarious humor, and a heartwarming story to boot. And that's my review of Freakier Friday. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it earlier. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a new review. While you're at it, you can scroll down the description below, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. I'll take you to my review of weapons, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time for my review of Nobody 2.